Rogan Report podcast. Check it out.
All things Joe Rogan by day. Rogan Report podcast by night. All day. All night. Half hour to an hour-ish episodes once a week.
The Rogan Report podcast.
All right, Shane, welcome to episode 38, round 2.
Take motherfucking 2.
Got about 10 minutes in there and had a bit of equipment malfunction. Yeah. So let's go through the table of contents. Got a new segment.
Yeah, we do.
Joe Jokes. I've had the idea. I wanted to get a little sillier on the podcast, make the podcast a little funnier. And so I came up with the idea that we'd write jokes about Joe Rogan and, come up with a new one for every episode. I wrote one. It's not great. It's a little corny, a little cheesy. You haven't written one yet, but you are now feeling like now that you've heard my joke, you're feeling like, okay, maybe you can do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Right off the topic, we'll talk about some news stories and some Canadian politics.
Yeah.
The elections are coming. Of course, JRE episodes 1353, Rob Zombie, and 1354, The Black Keys. A very music-centric episode today of the Rogan
Were they
Report.
one after the other?
They were.
You know that we
Well,
picked...
there was a fight night or a fight companion in between.
We tend to pick episodes, right? We don't do this on purpose. We often have episodes that are like one and then the next one.
Yeah, a few times
weird.
that has happened.
It's a conspiracy.
Yeah, probably. Call Art Bell. And then, of course, maybe a little bit of UFC. There's been a couple of fight nights that have gone down, and then there's 243 upcoming.
Yeah.
And we could do some picks maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see how we feel at the end of getting through all this stuff. But the new segment, Joe Jokes.
Yeah.
So I'll read mine here. Again, they're cheesy one-liners, I thought, mostly. But if you come up with like a longer bit about Joe Rogan, of course, you're welcome to do that. Mine is as follows. So some people, they're known to be paranoid, and they might sleep with a gun under their pillow. Joe Rogan sleeps with a loaded bow and arrow.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And I thought, I really like the image of picturing a bow with an arrow pulled back in it and just under his pillow. It's impossible, but that's why it's funny.
Yeah.
So you may come up with one by the end of the show. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
You don't have one right now, though.
I super don't.
Okay. Well, by the next episode, at the very least, we'll
That's
be looking
for sure.
forward
Yeah.
to some Joe Jokes from Shane.
That one I will guarantee.
I've written like 3 already.
I don't. Yeah.
And I've barely thought about it, too. It's
if I was to write comedy, like this really shone a light on it. Like,
you should.
how the fuck do you write comedy?
Well, you got to.
And everyone has a different answer for this.
Yeah.
So, I got to find my answer, I guess, is what happens.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Right off the topic, Canadian politics. Now, the elections are coming, so I've been seeing the attack commercials and the support commercials alike on the, and they're infuriating to me. Both. I hate Andrew Scheer. I don't like his slogan of, it's time for you to get ahead.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you, as if you're going to help anyone like me get ahead. You're going to give big business tax breaks, and you're going to get ahead, and they're going to get ahead, and all of the 99% of us are going to be worse off.
Yeah, like he's not pointing at you as in everybody. He's pointing at you, people that are already on my side.
Yeah, exactly.
Just be louder.
Yeah. So anyways, and then there's been a big scandal that you wanted to talk about.
Fucking brown face.
Brown face gate.
And listen, I'm a little embarrassed by it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
The picture is
it's really weird.
Awful.
It's so brown face.
Yeah.
Like
but it's not blackface.
No, it's not. But
No.
I mean, I don't think that makes it better.
No, it doesn't.
I think but yeah, like we've already been over this, of course, because this is take 2, but it's like is it racist, or like you were saying before, is it culturally insensitive? And
that's definitely
for sure
culturally insensitive.
It is, but I think that a lot of people aren't cognizant of that. And now, of course now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you are alive in 2019 and you've ever watched a screen, you definitely can't even, it's probably weird to even tan at this point.
You got to be careful.
Can you tan?
I don't know. It's a gray area.
And actually, this brings up a funny point that I've heard Joe Rogan and Brendan Schaub go over quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
His fucking chocolate bodies. How come chocolate bodies are allowed, but blackface isn't?
Yeah, for for muscle.
Yeah, muscle builders.
Muscle builders.
And makes their muscles look nicer.
Yeah, more defined.
Yeah, but
it looks super weird when
faces look nicer black too. Maybe you know what I'm saying? Isn't that kind of weird? Like double standard?
Well, a lot of the bodybuilders do put tanning lotion on their faces as well,
Right.
Because it looks super weird to have a white face and like a really dark body.
Yeah, yeah.
But also, some people aren't because they're just
Because
such a gray
they're
area.
scared of that.
Because
Yeah.
they're scared. So I don't know. Like, I think that definitely the origins of it, with the minstrels shows and
Mhm.
that really the blackface with the like big red lips, and there's a specific kind of makeup where I don't know what it was, the 30s or 40s or something.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like that's where it all comes from, and that was definitely racist.
Guess
And
what?
so-
It was prevalent in cartoons a lot too. If you remember old school cartoons like Little Lulu, like for some reason when we were kids, we had some old cartoons from like my mom's childhood, and they were racist as fuck. Old cartoons were so racist.
Yeah, that's true.
Disney ones, all of them,
Yeah,
like chucking and jabbing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm trying to think of one like in
The
particular.
Crows.
Yeah, the Crows. What's that from? Dumbo?
I don't remember.
But whatever. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Everyone knows what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Old cartoons.
The
were
point is,
racist.
times are changing, and a lot of things from the past look embarrassing now.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think though that there is like one of the things I've seen in Facebook about this is that people say Andrew Scheer, he once said that he hated gay people, so he is, definitely bad. People don't change. But then they're like, Justin Trudeau, that was 13 years ago. Like, people change, get over it.
Right.
And
That's
there's,
a double
there's a little
standard
bit of a
again.
hypocrisy.
No, I see
That
that
I've
for
seen.
sure. For sure. Obama wasn't for gay marriage.
Yeah.
He ran on a platform of he thinks that men and women, and it's a sacred,
Yeah. I think that people do change and their views evolve, and as they get more educated, like I wasn't nearly as comfortable with gay people 20 years ago as I am now.
Yeah, I mean,
because-
the guy that spawned this show has changed since the beginning of his show.
Totally.
So much.
All of us, tend
He
to
dropped
be.
F-bombs all the time in the first 100 shows.
Yeah.
That was okay. By the way, so did I. So did a lot of people that
Yeah.
I know. That was almost a term of endearment, like calling someone, "Oh, he's fucking cunt."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was the same thing.
Yeah, totally.
You know,
For some reason, I thought you meant fuck, and I was like,
We can
he
say
still
fuck,
says
can't we?
quite a-
Is that
still
not
says
okay
it. But no, the other F bomb.
it's funny that
Um,
fuck's okay. Remember when we were kids? Fuck was so bad.
Fuck was a bad word.
Such
yeah.
the bad word.
Yeah, it was the worst one.
There's way worse words now.
Yeah. But cunt may have seemed slightly worse, even though when I was a kid, though.
That's gotten better because of culture and
But
movies.
now it's better than
People, I think, are all seeing it the way the British do.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Australians.
Yeah, we got off on a tangent on, I don't even know what. Oh, yeah, politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
he's
not going to
going-
hold it against them, and I won't hold Andrew Scheer saying that he didn't like gay people 20 years ago. I won't hold that against him either.
And
If he's if his views have truly evolved, and he thinks now that gay people can get married and whatnot, I don't think he does think that though.
no,
I think he's against gay people getting
I think
married.
so. I think he's your blue-blooded fucking
Yeah.
conservative.
Yeah.
Um,
So I guess I will hold that against him.
I'm going to ignore all the propaganda, and I'm going to try and just have the facts. Like, I wish everyone would just talk about what good they're going to do and not even talk about each other.
That would be nice.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Let us all decide, like, an actual, with real facts. you
Yeah.
know, not fake news.
The attack on like in the commercial against Trudeau, the end is like Justin Trudeau, he's not as advertised.
No shit.
I was like,
No, who
okay.
is, though?
Yeah,
Come on.
I don't know. I do get kind of a feeling that he's a little bit fake.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's just because he's a politician. He has to put sort of an image out there.
Yeah.
But he does, something about him just rubs me a little bit the wrong way.
Trudeau, for sure.
But not as much as Andrew Scheer rubs me the wrong way.
so how about the NDP leader? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, Singh. I like Singh.
Yeah.
He seems like a
He's
good guy.
offering, I don't know if it's going to be passed through or whatever, but he was offering the idea of people making less than $70,000 getting free dental, like it's Alberta healthcare.
Yeah,
I love that. I've
Yeah.
always said, why the fuck isn't dental part of Alberta healthcare? It's so necessary.
yeah, I like that. And he's environmentally, he seems like a lot more forward thinking as well. I think
Mhm.
they could try to do some good for the environment, but he just has no chance of winning. The Green Party too, no chance of winning.
Right.
It's going to be either Liberal or the Conservatives.
So do you think it's always going to be that way?
I don't know.
Like, what's it going to take?
I feel like Jack Layton had a better chance of winning when he was alive
yeah.
for the NDP.
He was kind of the guy, right? The NDP guy.
Yeah.
for a long time, right?
Yeah, our beloved NDP hero,
Mm-hmm.
fallen.
And now it's, man, yeah. It's hard for a lot of people to get behind this new NDP guy.
Yeah,
You don't hear a lot about him in general, to be
for
honest.
sure. Racism has a part. Like I saw
yeah.
people think like, oh, he's a fucking Muslim.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a Sikh.
First of all, totally different.
It's not the same thing at all.
Yeah.
But they just see a brown guy and they're like, nope.
Yeah. That's tough here in Alberta, man.
Especially in Alberta.
We're on an island here.
Yeah.
So some more news here. I guess a little bit UFC related. We had the Stevens versus Rodriguez fight stopped due to a retarded fucking eye poke. I can't say that word anymore.
15 seconds in. Yeah.
Scratch that. Yeah, just a ridiculous eye poke.
Yeah.
Was it even 15 seconds? Like it was just right away, right?
Yeah.
Terrible.
There was like I don't even know if anyone really landed a
stopped the fight.
Significant strike.
Main event.
Yeah.
And Stevens was struggling to try and get going, but he couldn't even get his eye open.
Yeah. It didn't look that as bad. And when I watched it, I was
totally.
Like, it didn't. But you got to give it to him. I'm sure it is bad.
It's a damaged eye.
Yeah.
I mean, if he is getting paid anything, it's half pay for sure.
Yeah.
He's not getting his full purse.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that a tough guy like Stevens is pulling some shenanigans here.
He wants to win that fight.
Which is, by the way, what Yair is claiming, that he's faked it or something.
It kind of sounded that way in the post-fight interview they did with Yair.
But like they've been going at each other on Twitter and shit too.
Have they as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he definitely was injured, or else he would have wanted. I think even if he was injured, but he could have got his eye open, he would have gone back in there.
Absolutely. I saw Stevens live here in Edmonton, UFC 220. I don't know, 5?
Yeah, some ago.
Yeah, last year, 2 years ago, and he fucking mollywopped the dude he was fighting. Like, he's a killer, man. He's not hiding.
Yeah.
Are we looking good still?
Yeah, it's still recording. I keep checking. I'm like, okay, is that recording? It looks like it is.
Because we're a little bit deeper than we were last time. So yeah, that happened, and it's created a little bit of stir. For sure, there's going to be a rematch there. Kind of related to my topic today on Rob Zombie, the great Sid Haig has died on September 21st, who is the creepy clown in the House of 1,000 Corpses. I think he is.
And the Devil's Rejects. And because the new one that he just did, Devil's 3 or
Three from Hell.
3 from Hell.
Yeah.
That's a sequel to the Devil's Rejects.
Did he get into that movie before I'm assuming he must have.
Yeah, it's out. I think so. Yeah, he must have.
He's 80, or he was 80.
Wow.
Fuck, he looked good for 80.
I thought
man.
60.
He wasn't
Yeah,
attractive.
I would have guessed he was 60, but like a hard mile 60.
Yeah.
It seemed like.
But yeah, so that happened.
Rest in peace, Sid. Thanks for all your efforts and to entertain us.
2 more points here. Vaping is death. I've been saying it since this vaping shit started.
Yeah.
Who the fuck ever thinks that's safe?
No.
Are you fucking guys crazy? You're vaping glycerol, glycerol, some shit with flavors in it.
Yeah.
What's the flavors?
Seems like not good.
It's all chemicals.
And they're like, it's just vapor, man.
It's totally safe, man.
Yeah.
But they're finding the vaping of cannabis products just as bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
Killing
My
people.
guess is that also probably some people aren't cleaning those
totally.
vape pens and getting bacteria in there, and then you're sucking that into your lungs.
But also, have you known anyone that's hard into vaping that built their own rigs and shit like that?
Yes.
Because I have.
Yeah.
And they build them so that their clouds can be bigger.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous how big some of the clouds have been.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you see dudes vaping in a big truck with big wheels. You see them blow out like a cloud the same size as their diesel smoke coming out their stack. Like, what the fuck?
I'm not for it.
What is this?
I did think that it was healthier than smoking, though. Like, I thought, like vaping.
But it seems more dangerous.
I don't know.
It seems to be directly killing people. In only 3-4 years it's been around, and now there's already 12 deaths directly fucking pointing at vaping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary because it was touted as something so safe.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing they did with cigarettes for so long, man. They were telling pregnant women to smoke.
I remember. Wow.
Shit's dark, man.
I don't really remember. I remember hearing that.
So I wonder how much the tobacco industries have their fingers in this vaping business. Because they're like, we're losing our cigarette sales, because for sure they must be.
Definitely.
People are quitting everywhere. So yeah, that darkness happens. And let's end our news stories on a happy thing.
Okay.
Elon Musk has built a starship right out of the goddamn 50s sci-fi movies. And
When-
it's ready for flight in months.
When are we going?
He said within months. It can fly to Mars.
And to Mars?
Have you seen it?
I didn't see it.
It looks
no.
so sci-fi. It's all made of shiny metal.
Okay.
And it looks like a fucking 50s spaceship, like from the Jetsons. It's fucking badass.
Cool.
Like, sign
And
me
his
up.
plan is to go to Mars with it?
Yeah, man.
He's gonna not himself probably.
No, well, no.
He'll send some people.
Yeah, exactly.
How long is it the journey?
I think it's a 3-month journey.
Okay.
But they've figured out some way to like have the fuel longer, make it last longer, get more fuel. I'm no scientist.
Okay.
But
And
they're,
then
they're conquering the issues.
are they thinking that they'll be able to come back then?
Yeah, that's the idea. Like I don't know if this thing would actually land on Mars or if they're just planning on orbiting with this thing and
So
then launching from it.
3-month journey and then go for like a year or something and then
Yeah.
come back.
I mean, it's getting crazy, and they're
That would be
talking.
amazing.
I've been seeing all these things about Mars for sure has life, and they're talking about whether humans are ready to know about it, which tells me they already know for sure there's life there. I mean, they already know for sure there's life there. Like,
Yeah, but like
microbial-
organisms and
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Not intelligent life.
I mean, what if like? Have you ever seen Mars Needs Moms? Probably not. It's a
No,
kids movie.
I've not seen that.
But the premise of that movie is that it's underground on Mars,
Oh, okay.
which was a really cool concept.
Sure.
I get excited about sci-fi shit.
I'm pretty excited about it myself.
I mean, we live in sci-fi times, man.
We
It's
do.
fucking crazy.
I can't wait.
Elon Musk is like the real life Iron Man.
Yeah. And Batman like combined into one. Do you think maybe he's fighting crime like
Fuck, I hope so.
by night?
God, I hope so.
That would be sweet to find out.
In my dreams, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So
Well, let's get into. Should we go with 13? Go do them sequentially. 1353, Rob Zombie.
sure, we can do that.
I expected. You know what? I'm sure I've heard him talk before, but I expected a deeper tone of voice.
Yeah, totally. And he's so
He's-
smart. Hey?
Yeah, he's very,
doesn't
very
sound
well
scary
spoken.
at all.
No.
Like you expect him to.
Yeah, you know, I expected like, hey, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I'm a zombie, actually.
Yeah. But he's like, hey man, how's it going?
Yeah.
So-
Let's talk nuclear physics.
Yeah.
It's just- yeah. Okay.
I loved. I like Rob Zombie more as a filmmaker than I do as a musician.
Absolutely. I'm not a death metal guy.
I'm not big into the death metal, though. I did have a friend Dan who at karaoke he used to sing Dragula all the time.
Yeah.
And I get into that when Dan's singing, but yeah, I never just throw on a White Zombie CD to
So
listen to.
my brother-in-law, shout out to Dark Side of the Grill on Instagram,
All right, on.
fucking loves White Zombie
Oh,
and,
yeah?
and Rob Zombie. Like he's been stuffing that shit down my throat since I met him. Like if it wasn't for him, I may never have seen any of these things.
Oh,
Well, I
okay.
mean, I'd have seen the movies probably, but I definitely wouldn't have ever heard the music. And
Fair
there's
enough.
like 1 or 2 jams I can get down with. Like he used to play in his truck all the time.
Yeah.
Most of it's fucking screaming noise.
Yeah,
but-
I like a lot of the like guitar riffs and fast
Yeah.
drums and stuff, but
yeah.
I have a tough time with screaming. I like melodies and
But all that aside, man, listening to Rob Zombie talk about his story was amazing. Like
yeah.
he's gone through all these struggles. Like he talked about how nobody liked them as White Zombie. Like
Yeah.
they struggled hard.
Yeah, couldn't
they,
get a deal.
But even when they did get a deal, they turned down 2 major record deals before accepting the one that they really wanted, which was Geffen. Like they turned down RCA.
yeah, crazy.
What rising artist? Can you imagine yourself if RCA was like, "Hey, we want to sign you"?
Yeah,
They're like, "Yeah, okay, done."
yeah, I'm
Be
pretty
like,
ready.
"No, fuck, I need some Geffen."
Pretty ready for that.
Fuck RCA. That shit's crazy, man. So he fucking was raised in sort of like I don't know how long, but he was in a carnival at some point to be involved in a carnival riot. Do you listen to the episode?
Yeah, of course.
So
Yeah.
fucking, that's crazy. He saw a dude get, was it panned to death?
Yeah,
No, it was hammered.
that's fucked up.
Hammered. He saw brains come out of it. So no wonder he's so fucked up. Because
Yeah.
he told a lot of stories like this. He's seen bodies. He's seen people killed in New
Yeah.
York. Like he came to New York in like 82, I think he said.
Yeah, New York
Which
was
is
dangerous before.
Right
It's
in the
not
middle of like the dark ages.
Yeah, it's not the tourist attraction that it is now.
Wouldn't you love to go back and see the CD New York? Like as a safe and disembodied spirit?
yes.
Like,
I wonder, like, you know, if I was 20 and walking through Times Square when it was, you know, the seediest,
yeah.
if I would be like jumped and mugged, or
Or
if
Central
I would,
Park, like
yeah.
just fucking
I didn't have a lot of money when I was 20, so they probably wouldn't have really got much from me.
yeah.
I would have liked hanging out there. CBGBs, going to see all the punk shows and stuff. That
Yeah.
definitely would have appealed to me.
What actually reminded me of a little bit is when we were teenagers and we used to hang around here in Edmonton. I was thinking of this one studio place you guys used to jam at, and it still exists. I've been there with some other friends much later in life, and it was way cleaned up.
Oh, okay.
But back then, remember it was graffitied and shit?
The castle right by
The castle.
Grant McEwen?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
That was one of the scariest places I'd ever been at that age, man. That shit was dark.
it was.
It was scary in there.
It was dark in there.
And there was drugs happening.
definitely drugs.
I'm not pointing anybody out or any drugs, but
Musicians like
things
to do them.
happened in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Just
a fun time.
You drugged me to a lot of crazy places. Pool halls. Pool halls under places. Remember there was another one
The
on
Q Club.
118th and 127th. It was like where the Money
one
Mart
was
is there on the
above.
corner. No, but it wasn't there one in the basement?
The basement one was the Q Club, which was on Stony Plain Road
Yeah, yeah.
and like 150th Street.
Another shady motherfucking
The one on
place.
118th Ave, I think, was like upstairs.
Was it
above.
up? Okay.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah. But that's another great fucking spot. But just so many little holes in the wall.
definitely.
Edmonton's changed so much, man. Like,
It has gentrified.
yeah.
A lot of it is getting cleaned up. A lot of the areas.
I mean,
that
it's
were-
good.
but there's still some seedy underbellies in
Yeah, you
Edmonton
can
too.
still
But
find some
there's
shit.
nowhere. It's weird because in Edmonton, like, I don't feel scared to walk down any street
No.
here, and whereas I probably would be pretty scared if I was walking through Central Park at night in the
Even
80s.
now.
Even now.
Of course.
Oh,
yeah.
but not now. Actually,
Actually,
If
they
I
say
walk-
New
walk
York
there
is
now.
like probably one of the safest places to be.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty cleaned up. Very tourist.
but I bet their
friendly.
murder rate's still higher than ours. But I don't know
Probably.
about per capita. But
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. What else is about fucking Rob Zombie?
I found out that there's a few Rob Zombie movies that I haven't seen. Like he did one called 31 and one called Lords of Salem.
Right.
I haven't seen
I
either of
remember
those
Lords
two.
of Salem. I didn't see it, but I remember seeing it.
Yeah, they're both, he wrote them and directed them.
Yeah.
I only knew of the, House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and then the 2 Halloween movies.
So that blonde, that hot blonde that's in a lot of his movies, that's his wife.
Yeah.
Sherry Moon, I think. Sherry Moon Zombie
Yeah.
is her name. Yeah. So he's always been into like the monster movies, which is kind of what spawned this whole like psycho killer thing, because he
Yeah.
always kind of commiserated with the monsters.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, said he identified with them.
Yeah, totally.
Being outcast and whatnot.
Yeah.
But his movies aren't really monster movies. They're like actual people. They're more
Yeah.
thriller.
Monsters as
I guess-
people.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're
they're
always
not
like,
like-
it's about them. It's not about the fucking good guys.
Right, totally, totally. But I just meant they're not like crazy. What's the word for it? Like fantasy and stuff like that. Like it's
No.
like stuff that could happen. There are evil people out there
Yeah.
that do evil things.
Stuff that could happen, but pushed about as far as possible.
Yeah,
Like, because some of the shit in House of a Thousand Corpses, man, it was the first time I'd ever seen anything
Yeah.
that crazy. I
pretty
think.
gruesome.
Yeah. Like some of the tableaus,
Hmm.
pretty fucking.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that movie. I haven't seen it in 10
Yeah.
years, probably.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm gonna rewatch both before seeing 3 from Hell.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah, I mean that's Rob Zombie for you. He was kicked out of Universal with House of a Thousand Corpses before being picked up by Lionsgate.
Yeah, right.
So
they
that thing
shelved
sat
it.
on a shelf for a long time.
Yeah,
Just blows my mind that they would even pick it up, especially in that day and age too. Like they were saying, like they were making Flintstones at that time.
yeah, and gave him a ton of money
It was
and
a
just
great-
let him do
great
whatever he
flick.
wanted
I mean,
to do.
John Goodman's a shit. I loved Flintstones.
I
But
really
it's a
like
little fucking different from.
John Goodman is in a new series I'm watching called The Righteous Gemstones.
Oh yeah,
Which is fucking awesome.
that
and
sounds
it's
good.
Danny McBride. It's all like written and created by Danny McBride.
Yeah.
And oh man, it's about this like religious family, and it's really, really good.
Oh, I'm gonna check that out.
Highly recommend.
John Goodman's fucking the shit.
Yeah, he's badass.
Yeah.
I loved him in Treme as well.
Yeah.
Great HBO series about the Treme district in New Orleans after the hurricane.
Is it The Big Lebowski he's in? I'm
Oh,
thinking
yeah,
of?
of course.
That's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You want a toe? I'll get you a toe. All right. So 1354, the Black Keys.
Yeah.
I like the Black Keys a lot. I've been a big fan. Kimberly and I used to do a cover of their song Psychotic Girl.
Oh yeah.
And I pulled that out and listened to that again today. And I was like, oh man, what a great tune.
Yeah.
Great songwriters. They're the one thing that I thought was cool is they are in the only band they've ever been in. They started a band together in like high school
Yeah.
and then kept her going. And now it's like 25 years later. And they're still in a band together, still making albums. They have like 8 or 9 studio albums together.
Yeah.
And they had a few before they really got big. Like, they
Honestly, I never heard of them till Joe Rogan.
really?
But about a year ago, I guess I've heard Joe Rogan mention them many times, but about a year ago, I checked them out.
He had Dan Auerbach was on like a way, way earlier episode of Joe Rogan, like something in the 700s.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, great music though. Like I've got one on my playlist now. I can't remember what it's called, but I definitely enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's kind of throwback to I don't know. It's
Kind of
almost
70s.
That's what I was
going
going to say. It's kind of 70s rock.
Yeah. No,
To
it
the
totally is.
almost to the point where I'm like, are they sampling? But they're not.
No, they're playing it, and like, yeah, Dan Auerbach sings, plays guitar, and then Patrick Carney plays drums.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, I don't know if they hire bass players and other people to play, because there's definitely a lot more instrumentation going on, or if Dan just plays it all like over top of each other
Right.
when they're recording.
Yeah.
I'd like to look into that a little bit more.
So their live shows,
They must hire people
they
to
must.
play with
Yeah,
them.
yeah, they have to.
But it's a very full sound for just two guys.
He's a funny guy too, man, Patrick.
Yeah. Yeah. But the meat of the episode was really Patrick Carney just going off on the music industry and celebrities. And then Joe, like, basically exclaiming that he needs a pod. Like, you need to start a podcast.
It'd be about the 800th person Joe's tipped into podcasting.
Yeah. But he must have brought up that they should start a podcast like 100 times.
Yeah, he totally did.
He kept on. He's like, you need to start a podcast where you, and I would listen to it.
For sure.
Rail on the music industry and just bullshit about things, but then also introduce people to new music. I think that's a great idea for a podcast. I would love to be able to introduce people to new music on our show. The music that I find.
So on that note, wouldn't he be better as like a radio host then?
Yeah. But
then a podcast would still be great, but I think that he could do a radio show as well.
He could.
Really good.
But I'd like to hear it as a podcast, because I'm not going to wait till Sunday nights and tune in, right?
Yeah,
like, I want to be able to listen to it whenever I want to be able to listen to it. The shitty thing is that we can't put, like, we couldn't go and take a Black Keys song and put it on our podcast right now.
We could
it would get taken down.
We could right now, but as soon as we monetized at all, that's when you run into issues.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe we should throw a Black Keys song.
I mean, we can do whatever we want until someone throws us some money.
All right.
But
I'm going to put in Black Keys' Psychotic Girl for you guys right now.
I heard you move your man around.
right. That was fantastic.
Well, hopefully I'm able to actually figure out how to do that.
That'll be a funny little thing. If
I'm not a recording engineer, but I'm going to try to put it in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how all that works because like Joey Diaz always plays riffs and stuff, but he never
Does
plays
he?
a full song and he talks over it too, which I think is kind of key.
But Joe Rogan is constantly saying like we're going to get pulled off
Constantly.
of YouTube if we play even 5 seconds of something.
But Joey Diaz is on YouTube too, so like I wonder about that. How does he get away with it?
Maybe it's because Joe's so much
Bill
bigger.
Burr also on Thursdays he does his his throwback show. He
Yeah.
does a half-hour news show and then he does like hits, but he also has cuts of music in between it. I wonder, like, maybe he's just paying for it. I mean, he's balling out of control. He probably can
Maybe.
afford to, but
I wouldn't even begin to know about how to
Yeah,
pay
right.
for it.
exactly.
Who do we pay?
Yeah.
And how?
I feel like a lot of money.
Yeah.
but how much, right?
If we're only getting a few thousand listens per episode,
Yeah.
and we're paying like a few pennies per listen, it's only like $30.
Yeah. Which is fine if we're making 100 on ads. but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll try to put some music in. Why not?
Yeah, for now, I think we're in the clear.
Yeah, they talked about going on tour and just about how the music industry is just really tough to navigate, especially for bands now. Like for them, because they're already established, they can basically do whatever they want. But he was talking a lot about new artists and how hard it is for them because they don't have access to the money. And Joe was just like, well, why do you need them? And then Patrick was like, well, you kind of don't, but also you do kind of need them for exposure and for helping to get the word out.
Right. Yeah.
But it's tough as a musician out there. I can verify.
It was kind of interesting hearing about his take on the Grammys, too.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of makes
It's
them look like
bullshit.
a steaming pile of bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. It's, it shouldn't be something that you're aspiring to do.
Yeah.
If people recognize you and they're like, hey, man, that was fantastic art. Here's an award. We love it. Great. That feels
Yeah,
good.
that should be the awards.
Yeah.
We're going to just award people that deserve awards.
Yeah.
And that's that. Not everybody fights for the 3 awards there are.
Yeah.
That's
no,
crazy.
If trying to win them is, and it's not the way that I would want to go about creating art. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you have the award at the expense of this other artist right beside you that's probably in many cases more deserving of that award.
Sure. And well, it's impossible to quantify that. Like,
Yeah.
It's so subjective.
Yeah.
And what I like is totally different from what you like. And to say that one is better than the other is just super short-sighted. That said, you can hear when people play wrong notes and when people suck at playing music. And you're like, oh my
Yeah,
God,
for
this
sure.
is hard to listen to.
So those people don't get awards.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is some level, of, like, oh my God, this is an incredibly difficult song to play.
Yeah.
Even if I don't like it, I could recognize that it was well performed.
Absolutely.
It's all in key. It's, it's fast maybe, or it's something about the nature of the changes is incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
And so you could say that technically is better than something maybe like Bob Dylan that's more simple, but to say that it is better overall is impossible.
Well, I mean, like, I don't really like country music, but I can hear a Chris Stapleton song and know that's great. I mean,
Yeah.
they're not all country, I don't think, his music, but they seem pretty country to me.
I like that difference between Whiskey and You.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Great song.
Absolutely.
All right, that's really about all I want to say on the Black Keys. Go check the episode out, though. Highly recommend. It was
Absolutely.
a good episode.
They fucking
And,
rock.
Yeah, let's talk a little about UFC here. We're getting just over the half-hour mark into the episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Still recording, so that's good.
So do you want to make a couple of predictions here?
Sure.
So we got the main event, Whitaker versus Stylebender, Israel Adesanya.
Yeah, Stylebender's undefeated
Mhm.
so far. My instinct is Stylebender's gonna knock him out.
So Whitaker
bad.
hits harder than Gastelum. I think we can agree with that, probably, right?
Yeah.
So in the fight with Gastelum, Stylebender was willing to take a lot of shots. That's where I worry about Adesanya going into this next fight. If he takes those heavy shots, can he take as many of those same shots, but a lot harder? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if I have to bet, I'm betting on Adesanya, I think.
So Whitaker and Adesanya, we both pick Adesanya.
I think so, yeah.
And then the next fight is Ali Aquinta and Dan Hooker.
Yeah.
What do you think there?
I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on Quinta. It's definitely Hooker's field, like home field. He's I think he's from New Zealand, but closer to his home, that's for sure.
Yeah, Iaquinta looked pretty fierce in his last.
Yeah, I don't think he succumbs to pressure either. So that's he faced Khabib, and from what I'm seeing, he did the best out of anyone I've seen.
Totally.
Which still wasn't that great.
But I think, my pick is Iaquinta in that.
You think? Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty good. Didn't he beat Kevin Lee in his last fight?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he did. Okay.
And it was like vicious. He beat him like pretty handily.
Isn't it amazing how like that fight with Khabib's kind of like propelled him a little bit?
Yeah.
How a loss has like brought up his stock so much.
Totally.
That he just simply lost the best to Khabib. It's fucked up, man.
Tai Tuivasa and Sergey Spivak.
Yeah. I don't know the other guy, so I'm going for Tai Tuivasa.
Yeah, I don't really know him either, but he's 9-1-0, so he's got a lot of wins.
I just want to see a shoey.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I like Tai Tuivasa.
I think he does shoey either way. But.
Anytime I see heavyweights, I'm just that look like they're out of shape, but like are clearly in good shape.
Yeah.
I'm just like, man,
that's kind of sweet.
I wish I had that kind of energy.
Like Mark Hunt.
Yeah, like Mark Hunt.
Yeah,
totally. Or Daniel Cormier.
Yeah.
Luke. Now here, I don't know this guy. Luke Jumeo.
I don't know either of these two guys.
Diego Lima.
That name actually is familiar, but I can't even put his face.
Yeah, Rogan talks about Lima all the time with like jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
but I don't know if I think that's a different Lima.
I think that's the Lima from Bellator they're talking about.
Yeah, or just from the like jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Not even in MMA.
Oh yeah. Okay.
There's a Lima that like is on I think the Danaher Death Squad.
Okay. Yeah. But then there's Holly Holm versus Raquel Pennington.
Yeah,
which should be an exciting fight.
Yeah, that's the first fight on the main card.
Holm got stopped last time, didn't she, by someone? Yeah, she did. She got stopped by Nunez.
Yeah.
It's been a salty road for Holm.
Yeah, tough since
she was
since
rocketed
Ronda, really.
to stardom from there, and then it's just been pretty salty from there. Like she's had a couple wins.
Yeah.
More losses than wins, though.
Yeah, and then that loss where she got hit after the buzzer.
Yeah, that's right. Against that Durandamy.
Yeah.
It was kind of she cheated a couple times,
I
and
hate
then
her.
she ducked and jived when fucking Cyborg tried to come fight her.
Yeah, I do not like Durandamy.
Yeah, all respect kind of went out the window there.
But I do like Raquel Pennington, so
yeah, she's a dog.
Happy for either of those. Pennington's record is 10-7-0, and Holly is 12-5-0. So Holly, I think, is the more experienced fighter, and at least her record-wise, she has a few more wins. So
10-7-0, hey?
10-7-0 for Pennington.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Oh, you know what? I'm just seeing here, canceled.
It was canceled?
It says canceled on my screen right now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So I guess we won't be seeing that one.
Well, fuck. I mean, yeah. Is it almost over for Holly, do you think? Unless she really gets back in the win column here.
She'll be getting
she
close.
needs this win.
I'm surprised she doesn't want to retire. Like, maybe she wants to just get like another really good win and then retire.
Yeah. She doesn't seem like the type that's blowing her money. So, I'm sure she's got money put away.
Yeah, for sure.
She has to be set up.
And she could do other things too.
Yeah.
Even in like adjacent to fighting.
I almost would have pulled back sooner if I were her.
Yeah.
What?
Well, there you have it, folks. There's another episode of the Rogan Report.
Yeah.
Look forward to hearing Shane's Joe joke on the next episode.
Yeah, I think the next episode sounds great for that.
Getting a little sillier. I'm doing Sober October, so I'm very sober right now. Shane's going to try to get as drunk as he can.
I'm going to get fucked up all October.
Yeah, every day.
I turned 39 this year.
That's exciting.
It's the last year of my 30s.
Yeah, I'm in it. I'm living it.
You're in your last year already.
Yeah,
that's
I
right.
am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had a birthday not that long ago.
August 28th.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking for 40, I want to go to L.A. and go to like all the famous comedy spots.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be sick.
For my 40th.
Is it midlife crisis time yet?
I don't know. I haven't bought a sports car.
No. I don't think that's my midlife crisis.
No?
I think everyone gets their own idea.
That's the most classic one.
Yeah, yeah.
Is buy a
Get
sports
the,
car.
The red
Try to get
convertible.
a young girlfriend.
Yeah, time to trade up for a young girl.
Yeah. I don't know. I like both of those things, young girls and sports cars. So
Like, I think American Beauty did the fucking the midlife crisis best.
yeah.
Like that thing That was a great movie too.
That was a great movie.
Yeah.
Too bad Kevin Spacey's a piece of shit.
Didn't it come out he's not as much of a piece of shit lately?
I don't know.
Didn't he like get off on all that shit?
Yeah.
I think he did.
Jerked off.
Yeah, he jerked the right people off.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know what the fuck. It sounded creepy when he did it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Rest in peace, Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, totally.
Good night.
Good night.
Joe Rogan's unique perspective is teaching us all how to best live, and we will attempt to recap all of his weekly podcasts. Now show your support and download the Rogan Report. The Rogan